As president of the Michigan Association of Home Builders, I'm proud to represent the nearly 5,000 members across the state. Times have been tough, maybe as tough as we've seen in the association's 63-year history. But fortunately, a core group has survived, and we believe it's time to build the momentum and press our legislative and regulatory agenda through the state capitol. MAHB is the sole voice of the builder in Lansing. Fortunately, we have knowledgeable and experienced staff who understands what information our key decision makers need in Lansing to make decisions to help builders in the future. Like I said, times have been tough. MHB has cut their budget, they reduced their staff, but we've managed to narrow in on our core fundamental priorities, which are legislative and regulatory affairs. I hope you find this video to be informative. Here's what others have to say.
I appreciate your partnership with my administration. We've accomplished a lot, and I want to thank you for your support this past year. There are a few people I'd like to single out. I would like to recognize Dawn Crandall's service on our inaugural planning committee, and most recently, Lee Schwartz's appointment to our regulatory reform committee. I really appreciate their time and talents. I'm proud of my long-standing association with the MAHB. I've known your CEO, Bob Filka, for many years. Bob introduced me to a number of folks in Lansing, which was part of my early experience with state government. Your association was also one of the first to invite me in to meet with your leaders 3 years ago when I first decided to run for governor. Michigan has come a long way in the past year, but there's still a long way to go. I look forward to hearing your ideas on ways to move our state forward, including regulatory reform and possibly ending the inventory tax on homes. I know your industry has weathered a tough economy for the better part of the last decade, and I look forward to working with the MAHB even more closely in the coming year to reverse that trend. Thank you once again for all your support.
Your government relation team here at the MAHB has over 6 decades of experience at the state capitol. We've worked with all the governors from Milliken through Snyder. We know our way around the building, we know the people of the building, and we know how to represent you.
On a daily basis, we're in and around the Capitol working to support and oppose legislation that has a direct impact on you and your ability to build in the state of Michigan. And it's with the support of representatives like Representative Bruce Rendon, who is also a member of the Michigan Association of Home Builders, that allows us to have victories on a daily basis on your behalf.
We don't just deal with legislative matters here, too. We deal with the huge regulatory complex that's grown up around state government. We're always working on your behalf, trying to streamline and eliminate unnecessary regulations so that you can make a living.
You know, as not just a legislator, but as a member of the Michigan Association of Home Builders, I see firsthand how important this association is. When I served on my local elected council, my local association was very important to making sure that we were crafting smart policies that would benefit our communities both short and long term. Now here as a state representative, I see where the Michigan Association of Home Builders really helps us focus our policies to make sure they're just not a short-term gimmick, but it's actually a long-term fix that is a really good policy that will benefit our communities. So the Home Builders Association is not just about its members, it's about all of our communities and making sure we have a strong state. And it's been my honor to be a member and a volunteer in the association.
Have always been somebody here being very bold about the changes that need to happen here in Michigan to make us a better state. When I'm looking for that kind of support, MHB is always there. They're not afraid of that. They're not afraid of the political circumstances, even with those kinds of issues. So they've been tried and true, and they're bold about what they stand for, and I appreciate that very much.
It's a partnership here, I feel, with MHAB, and just because of the background that I have, but also because you guys are very well informed on your issues, and no one knows your issues better, your members' issues, than you. And with all of the bills and the huge agenda that we've accomplished in 2011, we need the education is paramount, and you guys bring that, and so that's important.
Anytime we think about doing legislation, one of the first people I would talk to would be the head of the MAHB. Anytime we were going to be in the legislature and we needed somebody to testify on our behalf, we always knew we were going to go to the MHB. We were going to review what we were looking at. We were going to work with them so that it would fit with their own agenda, and then we were going to be a partner in how we took that to the legislature.
They're always there as a resource when you need them they're trustworthy. You can call them in. You know you're going to get a straight answer from them. They're not trying to hide the ball on you. You may not always like the answer you get, but at least you know where it's coming from. And that's a trait that people value in Lansing, when you can ask somebody to get a straight answer.
Our members are well served by an outstanding government relations team led by Lee Schwartz and Don Crandall. And I, as your CEO, have had the ability to step in on several projects and issues, both on Capitol Hill and here in Lansing. Issues dealing with financing with FHA, issues related to Habitat for Humanity of Michigan, and also in the area of construction education and preserving our programs, our construction education programs around the state.
For over 2 years, we were unable to sell to many buyers because FHA did not recognize site condominiums as the single-family residential homes that they were, but rather treated them as condominiums. Bob Filka got the Michigan congressional delegation involved, took several trips to Washington, D.C., and finally resolved the issue.
Bob Filka serves as our chair of our board of directors, and he's been involved with our board since 2007. He has been instrumental in advocating for Habitat for Humanity. He literally led the way in preserving millions of federal dollars that were at risk of being cut from our movement. He encourages the members of the association to volunteer with our affiliates. We advocate together on issues that affect the construction regulation and building industry.
Michigan Home Builders Association they were instrumental in trying to help us somewhat delay and work through some of the kinks that the state was putting on us. Mr. Filka was, and many of the other people within the state of Michigan came on board, talked to the state of Michigan, was part of the process of getting the curriculum somewhat updated, and to bring the home building back into our construction curriculum was going to be important.
We are proud of the fact that executive officers running local home builders associations across the state and nearly 5,000 home builder members tell us that MHB is a good return on their investment.
One of the best benefits of having the state organization working with us is the fact that they have so many experts on staff in the legislative arena. As a local HBA, it's very hard with limited staff here to be able to handle all of the legislative issues that are happening at the state level as well as the local level. So we rely very heavily on our state organization and their lobbying team to handle all those issues for us. For our members, that's probably one of the biggest assets to being a member of the local HBA, which in turn makes you a member of the state organization as well as the national.
We're also really excited about the energy code training that they've helped us with and be able to step up and help us understand how to deal with the changing regulations in our businesses.
We participate in the Michigan Home Builders Rebate Program. It's one of the great values and reasons we're a member of the Home Builders Association. We find the Michigan Home Builders Association helps us and follows up, and the rebates have been just a great benefit to us over the past 10 years.
The MAHB is here for each and every one of its members across the state, but we can't help you with a problem or an issue if you don't contact us. We're an email or a phone call away, or you can go to buildingmichigan.org for more assistance. We are very pleased and proud to represent all of the professional men and women of the building industry across our state. It's our honor and privilege to serve you, and thank you for all you do for our great state.